Welcome friends. This video is part of ancient history video tutorial series. In this video, I'm going to cover age of Rigveda, that is entry of Aryans into India. So we know that Harappan civilization ended around 1700 BC, and by the year 1500 BC, it marked the advent or the entry of Aryans into India and the beginning of Vedic period. So Vedic period is the period where Vedas were composed. The four Vedas, that is Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda and Atharvana Veda, were composed during the Vedic period. Whereas Rig Veda was composed during the early Vedic period from 1500 BC to 1000 BC, and remaining three Vedas were composed during the later Vedic period from 1000 BC to 500 BC. Okay, early Vedic period Rig Veda was composed, and later Vedic period the remaining three Vedas were composed. So here the meaning of Aryans is of high birth. They were a homogeneous cultural and linguistic group. They were not a homogeneous biological group. There were different racial groups within the Aryans themselves. Okay, so they were a cultural homogeneous entity. They had their own language, common language. They had their own religious beliefs and their cultural customs. So they were not racially uniform, but they were uniform in their culture and linguistic group. Okay, they spoke Indo-European languages. So before moving further, let's learn something about Rigveda. So Rigveda is a collection of prayers or hymns, okay, offered to gods, that is Rigvedic gods like Agni, Indra, Mitra, Varuna and other gods by the poets and sages. So Rigveda was not written in the form of a book. It was transmitted from mouth to mouth, that is from guru to shishya, from generation to generation by the word of mouth with certain strict rigid rules and regulations. Okay, so these were later codified and written in the form of a book. So Rigveda consists of 10 mandalas. Okay, 10 mandalas are books. The book 2 to book 7 form the earliest portion. Okay, book 2 to 7 form the earliest portions, and book 1 and 10 are the latest editions. Let's have some of the facts about the Rigveda. Gayatri mantra, which is famous mantra, was present in mandala 3 of the Rigveda. Okay, and the first word of the Rigveda is Agni. Mandala 9 is completely devoted to deity Soma, the god of drinks. Okay, and Nasadiya Sukta talks about origin of the universe in the 10th mandala. At that time we knew about the origin we speculated about the origin of universe. You can imagine the advancement of thinking and philosophical thinking of the Aryans. Okay, so we were ahead of the times even during the Vedic period. Okay, so later Vedic period constituted Samaveda, Yajurveda and Atharvana Veda. So our knowledge on Aryans and Vedic period is mainly derived from the Vedic text. There was no other source to explain the situation, that is political, cultural and social life of the Aryans. It was mainly based from the Vedic text. So that's why it's called Vedic period. This is important. Okay, so now let's look at the theory of the advent of Aryans into India. Theories. So there are a lot of theories which explain the entry of Aryans into India. Some historians, some scholars says that Aryans originated in Germany. Okay, some German historians, but Balagangadhara Tilak told that Aryans came to India from polar region, and the well accepted theory is that Aryan might have lived in the steppes region and stretching from southern Russia to Central Asia. Okay, Central Asian region. Okay, and they entered into India from this route. Okay, Central Asian region like Aral Sea, Caspian Sea and Black Sea, these regions. Okay, and steppes region, they entered into India from this route through Hindu Kush mountains, okay, plateau of Iran, and they finally entered into India's northwestern part of India. So the earliest Indo-Aryans lived in the present day eastern Afghanistan, northwestern frontier province, Punjab and western UP. This was the region, okay, northwestern part of India. So this region was called Sapta Sindhu, the land of 7 rivers. Okay, these 7 rivers include River Kuba, River Indus and River Indus 5 tributaries. Okay, Ravi, Satluj, Beas, Chenab, okay, and the 5 tributaries. So these were mentioned in the Rig Veda, and there are some other rivers which were also referred as one of the Sapta Sindhus. Okay, so this is Saraswati or Naditarana are best of the rivers. This was found mentioned in the Rig Veda. So this is the region where the early Aryans lived and led their life. That is northwestern part of India. So they later spread to eastern part of India during the later Vedic period. Okay, with the use of iron tools and expansion of agriculture and cutting of forests. Okay, so Rig Veda mentioned a lot of rivers which found which is still present today. So the Rigvedic name of the rivers are listed below, and the corresponding modern names. So here, river Sindhu was river Indus was called Sindhu during Rigveda. Jhelum was called Vitase. Chenab called Askini. Ravi Purushni. Vyas Vipasa. Satluj Sutudri. Gomti was called Gumal. Kurram were called Kruma. Gaggar called Drishadvati. So please try to remember these names. It may be handy while writing mains or while answering prelims. So thanks for watching. In the coming video, let's discuss about the features of Aryans, features of Aryan life.